JD Vance writes at first, at Pete Hegseth, if you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Let's make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. Pete Hegseth replies, VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's all caps. Pathetic. But Mike is correct. We are the only ones on the planet, on our side of the ledger, who can do this. Nobody else can come even close. The question is timing. I feel like now is a good time as any, given POTUS directive to reopen shipping lanes. And then we should go. But POTUS still retains 24 hours of decision space. Now, SM then replies, I believe this is Stephen Miller. I could be incorrect. I think it's Stephen Miller. As I heard it, the president was clear. Green light. But we soon make clear to Egypt and Europe what we expect in return. We also need to figure out how to enforce such a requirement. E.g., if Europe doesn't remunerate, then what? If the U.S. successfully restores freedom of navigation at great cost, there needs to be some further economic gain extracted in return. Now, it's presumably Stephen Miller, but we don't know for sure. Then, in the next iteration, we saw a couple emojis here from Michael Waltz saying the team in Mar-a-Lago did a great job as well. Great work all, powerful start. And the name of the group chat was the Houthi PC small group.
So the first time I used Mudflap, I believe I saved roughly around $35. You don't think that...
Now, how on earth did we learn about this? On Signal, you are able to add people to your group chat. On Signal, you're able to allow other people to come in. You can invite them. Well, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz invited the editor-in-chief of the Trump-hating Atlantic magazine, Mr. Goldberg, into the group chat to go have a window into all of these private national security conversations. Now, before I go deeper into that element of this, I do want to make sure that we are clear about what we've just read. What you've read is that both privately and publicly, there is symmetry with the national security attitudes that our foreign policy leaders have. That there is not a private loathing for the America First policy perspective that they ran on. What J.D. Vance believes publicly, he also believes in privately. What Pete Hegseth has been saying publicly, he also believes behind closed doors. They aren't plotting how to make Elon Musk money. We saw the Trump administration was telling the truth about what they care about. This is exactly how I'd expect them to speak both publicly and privately. They aren't plotting about how to get 5 points of approval without caring about the outcome. It is raw. It's authentic. Now, how Jeffrey Goldberg got added is likely because Mike Waltz wanted to add the U.S. Trade Representative, Jameson Greer, and had the same initials. Now, allow me to editorialize for a second. I know Mike Waltz. We disagree on a lot of foreign policy stuff. There's a serious question as to why Mike Waltz has Jeffrey Goldberg as a saved Signal contact. It's a very serious question. He's the editor-in-chief of a Trump-hating magazine. You are a national security advisor. You've obviously been dialoguing or talking to him previously. Is Michael Waltz leaking to Jeffrey Goldberg? I certainly hope not. We know Jeffrey Goldberg has pushed some of the greatest anti-Trump BS in years past. This is not a friendly or a remotely friendly reporter. This is a major screw-up. There is no other way to put it. And the screw-up is allowing this guy to be put in and Michael Waltz doing that. And by the way, when you have presidencies and administrations like this, you're going to have little hiccups and you're going to have speed bumps. The best way is just to take responsibility, confront it head on, and say, it was a glitch. It shouldn't have happened. It was a near miss in the sense that it could have been way worse what Jeffrey Goldberg got his eyes on. It could have been way worse what he got read into and was not supposed to be read into. Now, some people are saying, oh, this was intentional, that they let Jeffrey Goldberg in. None of that is true. Let's be honest. That is a bunch of BS. There are people inside and outside the White House calling for heads to roll over this. This was not some sort of intentional, let's allow the head of the Trump-hating Atlantic magazine to have a window into our Signal group chat. So situations like this happen throughout presidencies where things are going a certain way and you have a little bit of a mix-up. You have a little bit of a leak. How you handle it is everything.